Howdy, my name is Michelle Behrens and I'm a senior nutritional science major from Texas A&M University. Woo! And I'm so excited to be able to bring to you Pilates props for the drop-in students. So one of the largest things that I learned from my Balanced Body Mat 1 and Mat 2 certification was the importance of individualizing that exercise for the students. With this, I also learned how important it was to manually cue each exercise. So if you're knowing anything about Pilates, you know that if you're in the incorrect position, we really could injure our spine. And we want to avoid that at all costs. So with this class, I'm going to go around in each student and really make sure that they're in that correct position. With that, we're also increasing that challenge. So part of the props part is adding in that stability ball. So we don't necessarily have to use a stability ball with this. You could use a Pilates ring bender ball, anything. But I want to teach these participants, the students, how to create that class from a basic exercise and use that basic exercise with the ball and put them together to create that challenge. So we're increasing the challenge and enhancing the exercise with that prop. Part of the drop-in student part is that I really want to make this for any level of students. So whether you're just starting out with Pilates or you're really practiced with Pilates, we are making this a whole and we're really challenging that student. So wherever you are, it's a challenge. This part of my class is that I want you to feel challenged but also successful. So wherever you are, again with that practice, you're still feeling successful, you're still coming out on top. So what I've done is I've included part of my class, not the whole class, but just some of the exercise and a few reps on each, just to show you about the cues and how I would teach each. So what I would do is I would teach the exercise and then walk around the class to ensure that those manual cues are being delivered to them, so that it's a personal class, not just a general class. So again, this is all about the props, how we can combine each basic exercise with that prop to increase that challenge and enhance the exercise. So thank you so much. Show you about half of my class and about 1, 2, 3 reps, just so that you kind of understand how I'm going to teach it, what the cues are, things like that. So moving into our first one, we're going to start with our hundreds. So coming up into our hundreds, we're going to bring our ball in between our calves. So pressing into it using our adductors, our inner thighs. We're going to inhale in, exhale, roll everything up, engaging our core. We're pumping out our arms. Inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. So with this, there's several options that they could stay at. They could stay up, straight up, or take it down, a little bit more difficult. Still trying to keep that stomach in, inhaling in, and exhaling. So that will be our hundreds. Moving into our roll-up, this is our second warm-up move. So our balls in our hands, making it a little bit heavier, bit of a heavier weight here. So we're going to inhale, exhale, roll it up nice and slowly without that lurching up. Inhale up, and exhale over, trying to avoid hinging at our hips. We're elongating that lumbar vertebrae, and exhale. Inhale straight tall, exhale flexing our feet. Rolling it down one vertebrae at a time, articulating that spine, inhale it up, and exhaling, continuing here. So at this point, I would probably move around the room, just confirming that everyone's coming up nice and slowly. If the ball were a little bit too much for them, we could always put it off to the side. So just really trying to make it nice and slow. So with that, we'd probably do about 7 or 8 of our roll-ups. Moving into our single leg circles, we're going to start by putting one leg on the ball and one leg straight up. So if our hands are going to be out, we're going to inhale and exhale up and then alternate the other side. So this one with the ball, it makes it much more challenging because we're trying to stay balanced. So the biggest thing about the single leg circles is we want to keep our hips nice and flat rather than moving everywhere. So by doing that, we have to engage our pelvic muscles, our pelvic floor, as well as everything around here. So our ball wants to move side to side on this stable supporting leg, so we really have to engage those leg muscles as well. With this, I would have them bring it a little bit more momentum here, so a little bit quicker with those circles, making that ball go a little bit more. From here, we could always take it up, hands out, bringing those hips up, we're circling that leg. Again, alternating here, we want to keep that leg nice and straight, so that supporting leg is not moving. And again, we're breathing. So here I would walk around, confirm that those hips are nice and stable. So that's our single leg circle. From here, moving on, we would come into some adductors. So just starting here, taking it, or again, hands anywhere you'd like them. We're going to squeeze in as we inhale and out as we exhale. So we just start here, let them warm it up. We maybe pulse a couple of times, but then from here, we're going to catch it, or release and catch. So we're getting that millisecond of that strength here with our adductors. Keeping our leg nice and straight, nice and stable. Every muscle is engaged in our legs. From here, we're going to keep it in our legs. Crunch it up, grab that ball. Exhale out. Inhale up. Keeping our lower back on the mat the whole time. So a couple of these here. The last move that I'm going to show you today is just a couple of moves in our plank. So we could either bring it in our plank here, but we're going to start with our plank on our legs. So I'd have them start on their thighs, just kind of rolling it out. From here, several things we can do. We can bring it into a glute. Again, always with our breath. Take it into a push-up or a tricep push-up. And then always we could bring it out onto our calves. But we can keep our posture here. Two more. When you're done with those two, go ahead and hold it up. And then just as we do in our push-up series, engage your abs, tuck them, roll it down very slowly, and hold it down for an inhale. Exhale, bend your knees and roll it up. And then do it again. So. Down, so you are pushing your hips back here. Hold it here. Walk your hands out to a push-up or plank. Place your knees down and pull it into child's pose. So go ahead and come onto your back. We're going to start with our roll-up today. So this is our first warm-up exercise. So lay it all the way down. Hands are over our head. Inhale it up. And exhale, roll it up nice and slow. When you come up, go ahead and switch it to a flexed foot. Remember that as we're coming up, we're articulating that spine. So each vertebrae is coming up at one time, or at a time. So we're peeling one vertebrae off and then placing it down one by one. Very good. So as we come down, we're still flexing those feet. So just like we were on a wall, we're flexing those feet. So by now, you should feel strong enough to come up slowly and then go down slowly. I want to challenge you on your next ones, keeping those arms by your ears when we come up and down. That's going to add a weight onto your upper half. That's going to make it so much more difficult for you to go slow. So remembering that as we come up and over, we're trying to really lengthen that spine. So rather than just hinging at our hips, curving that spine up. So I told you 4 more. When you're done with those 4, gaze into your chest. Next we have our single leg circles. So go ahead and place your right leg up to the ceiling. We're going to do them a little bit differently today. So as we're down, straighten out your leg just as normal. But we're going to take it a little bit faster. So we're going to exhale, inhale, go the other way. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. So what this is going to do for us is it's going to make us engage our abdominals so much more. Because as we're forcing that leg around, our hips are going to want to move. But remember, we want to avoid that. So it's a very straight leg. Remember, it's going to help you engage all of those muscles. So the quad, hamstring, everything. It's going to really help us. So exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Keeping up that pace. And we're going to start a little bit off today. Let's start with our crisscross. Remember, we're connecting our shoulder to our knee, confirming that we cannot see our foot. So our knee and our foot are in line. This is a spinal rotation rather than a lateral flexion. So we're just trying to go side to side rather than really bringing our body side to side. So we're just kind of tilting one direction and then the other. Remember that we have opposition with our head and our hands, so we're pushing into our head, hands into our head into hands, so we're not pulling on that neck. Keep it out. 2 more each side. Then again, different order. Shoulders are staying up. Let's bring it into our double leg stretch. Inhale up and exhale down. Shoulders are staying up. Remember, as we come up, we're trying to keep that nice open angle with our hips and our legs. So we want to avoid bringing our legs closer to our head. If you like that challenge, push those legs out a little bit further. Knees are staying together, lower back is on the mat. Inhale out and exhale in. Your head or your neck sore, you can always place one hand behind. Make sure that as you're doing this, your neck is staying though. Your shoulders and your neck are staying put. They're not moving. Just those arms and legs are going. Then take it up and take it to your double straight leg stretch. Double straight leg stretch. Remember, we're pressing our legs together here. But I want to challenge you to go a little bit further than you've been going. So if your lower back is ready for it, take it a little bit lower. Our shoulders are lifted. Our elbows are out, but just about to our ears. 2 more. We're almost at 2 exercises left. This is a challenge. When you're done, keep the shoulders up. Take it to your single leg stretch. Again, shoulders are up. Remember, these hands are not necessary, so you can take them out, or you can use them to guide. Our foot should disappear. So right now we're pointing our foot. We're also making sure that that knee is coming straight in rather than out to the side. Now go ahead and change that and flex that foot. 2 more each leg. You have 1 left. Keep it up. You're doing great. Shoulders stay up. Single straight leg stretch. Don't give up on me. You guys can do it. Ground at your calf or your thigh.